about being alone. There's an angel here to hold my hand.
There's an angel right here to hold my hand, and we are here on our Sunday Funday. And we got to say, bye-bye, Mercury retrograde. What a ride you were. But everyone, all aboard the fate train. Because we are essentially a little past the midway point of 2020, and what heck of a year it's been. But there are so many more surprises for 2020. Just fasten your seatbelts. And I just thought now's the time for us to get aboard the train that we want to be on, so that when the end of the year comes, October, November, December, we are where we want to be, with the people that we want to be with, doing the things that we want, and living the life that fulfills us. And ultimately living our best life from within ourselves, creating an environment that is conducive for what we want in life. Because this is the time that we're being asked to step into our truth and our courage right now. And to recognize that the changes in the world, well, there's a lot of opinions on those changes in the world, but let me say this to you. Those changes in the world, they are here to kind of stay. And they're going to get a little bit more interesting. Actually looking at it from a point of view that some of these changes will push the limits of what you think you can handle. That's why it's good to know that you are content within yourself and that you are able to control your own personal environment and still find the fulfillment that you want. Take a look at this lockdown. So many things are being kind of held down, suppressed, and people are questioning all of this. And we want to know, well, where does it stop? Well, what have you been suppressing within yourself that you haven't let shine out brightly and filled with your light and your love? This is what you want to look at during these next few months, especially now as we are gearing up in some harsh energies that are just pushing our emotions to the surface for us to look at and handle all of our triggers. We got triggers? What triggers you these days? You know, there's a lot of fear, there's a lot of concern, there's a lot of uncertainty, there's financial concerns, there's emotional concerns, there's logistics concerns. How are we going to handle going to work if our children aren't in school? The list goes on. And how are you going to work and how are you going to handle things if you can't even leave your own state? Or better yet, your apartment building. Let's take a look at some of the things that are going to be restricted moving forward. And how can you look at your destiny differently than the persona that is being sent out into the world? This illusionary yet seemingly solid and rigid energy that's coming around. The external does not define the internal. Let's say that again. The external does not define your internal. It is a time for you to look inside and choose how you want your experience to be. I want to feel, I want to believe, I want to experience, and do it. And sometimes you may not be able to journey the way you did before. You may not be able to wake up tomorrow morning and say, I'm going to pack a bag and I'm going to go to Colorado, or I'm going to go to Maui, or I'm going to go to San Francisco. You may not be able to say that and just do it. But there's so many other things in life that you've been wanting to do, needing to do, desiring to do, feeling the push to do, that you have avoided or put off because you always thought there'd be an opportunity, and it seemed like the external stimuli was just so enticing that you had to go here and there and everywhere and have a journey. But now, my friends, this journey is not about the journey that's going on outside. No. It's about the journey that's going on inside for you. The angels, the guides, they're all here. They're supporting you. They're lifting you up amongst the madness and putting you at a height where you can see from above, looking down to evaluate and then make the right moves at the right times. But you need that bird's eye perspective, and that's what this is going to do. We want to get on the train to our destiny, to our fate. We want to get on board, and we want to notice all the scenery as the train picks up speed and takes off from the station. And then we want to be sure, do I really want to get off at the first stop, or do I want to go down a ways and see what the next stop brings, or the next stop, before they stop the train altogether, and then I am where I am for a while. What are you looking to change? What scenery do you want to have? There was a time when we could sit there and go, I don't know, I wonder. It might be good. I think I could do this, and we just think we've got all the time in the world. But have you not noticed the quickening, the time, moving faster, 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 to the point that, hey, does anyone really know what time it is? No, we don't. Do you even know what day it is? I don't know. Sometimes I think it's Tuesday. It's really Thursday. Other days I think it's Saturday. They're like, oh no, Sarah, it's only Wednesday. I'm like, oh Lord, what's going on? And you know, lucky for me, I don't live my life by the regular time schedule that everyone else does. So I don't work Monday through Friday. My days are different. My hours of work are different. So my time expands beyond what is the committed time that life usually goes on. But we don't need to be in that rigidity of time. We want to be in the freedom of the soul. And this, well, you remember the show Soul Train? Well, this fate train is like our universal coexisting love train. And if you want to be on the coexisting love train, got a love train, we've got to keep going right now. But we've got to go in the push and the destiny that makes you feel the best. Not the thing that you got one foot in and one foot out. And I know a lot of you listening, you've got your foot in a couple of places. You need to pull your feet back in, plant them firmly on the ground with thought and contentment from within, this sense of peace. You've got to shoot yourself in the direction that you want to go. Envision, create, be, and guys, make it happen. Because now is an important time. Because we're closing out the way we were, scattered pictures, all the things we thought we were going to do. We're going to be looking at Facebook a few years from now and going, wow, we got to do all that, and we went here and we went there. We're not going to be in the same flow. There's a different flow, and the flow cannot all be captured with a selfie. It's something that glows from within. Externally, it radiates. But it begins within you. So your fate train is at the station. Do you know where you want to go? Like that song, do you know the way to San Jose? Do you know the way to destiny? I gotta find some peace of mind. We gotta find our peace of mind. We gotta know where we're going, how we're gonna get there, and really have a singleness of purpose. As long as you're aligned and you're feeling your purpose and feeling your energy and being in the energy of love and being true to yourself, it's not going to matter all the other things that are going on. But you have to put the time in, the physical intention. You have to put the actions into play. What actions are you taking, or are you still saying, someday I'm gonna do? What happens if you don't have that option anymore? Someday I'm gonna be. The train is leaving the station. And it's not that if you don't decide today, you're never going to get where you want to go. This is not the message. The message is the train is at the station. Get on now, get on board, see the scenery, allow it to inspire you. Put yourself in the energy of the movement forward and allow it to unfold, and in the unfolding, the natural evolution of your life, by putting yourself in a position that you are at least moving forward, you're not going to get pushed backwards. The goal is not to go back. It's to go forward. This is the time for you to move yourself forward. You know, there's a reason why Mercury went direct today and went bam, right? And I don't know about you, but I don't know, I guess I should keep it a little easy here. Mercury wasn't so bad this time around. But the next time, I don't know. But this one felt a little off at times, but it wasn't like that Mercury retrograde where everyone's like, having a meltdown. So we have to look at this push forward. And even though there's a lot of other things pushing back and not really holding us forward, that pull back is pulling up within you the things you need to review, and the emotions and the karma associated with why you are where you are and what do you need to do to change it. So the train's on the destiny and it's all set to go. Are you ready? All aboard? Tell me in the feed that you're all aboard. Let me know that you are at the station and you're ready to put your foot on the train, and that you have your ticket. And if you don't know the final destination, have an open ticket, but let's get moving. And while you're on the train, you're going to need to figure out what it is that you want in this next year's time. Because the push of the end of this year, this midway checkpoint, is going to be asking you, where do you want to go? And are you on track for that? Otherwise, you're going to end up somewhere where you don't want to be. And caught up in a lot of other things that may make it difficult for you to evolve to the person that you want to be at this time, because the world is changing. And while the world is changing and spinning around and things are being repositioned, you want to be in the position so that when things go, this is the positioning for now, you want to be well positioned. You want to be well placed. You want to be in a spot where you're not just singing kumbaya and being in the energy of everything's coming up beautiful, roses and fairy tales and dolphins. That you are coming from a place that has a solid foundation, knowing you're in your truth, knowing that you're doing what you want to do, knowing that if you haven't arrived there yet, that you are taking the actions, that you're putting the time in, that you're doing the work. And it's not all the spiritual work. It's not all about sitting home and meditating. It's about doing what you say you want to do, doing what you feel you've come to do. You know, I looked at all the different things that have happened in the past few years. And I looked at the things that happened when I first opened my center, when I first had the radio show. I took a good look. I went back, and I advise you all, go back 10 years, go back 12 years, go back 14 years. Where were you then? And where are you now? And what are you really glad you've shifted and changed? And what's still not working for you? And what do you need to do? Get on the train, man. Because this is the time. When I look back, and even at the times where I was uncertain, I didn't know what the right path was exactly. I just knew I felt a prompting from Spirit, and Spirit said, stay the course, SarahSpiritual. Don't veer to the left. Don't get distracted by this chaos over here, or don't worry if that's not happening fast enough for you. Don't lose yourself, and just be true to yourself and stay the course. And sometimes I'd check in and I'd say, Spirit, you want me to keep doing this the way I'm doing it? Spirit's like, just stay the course, SarahSpiritual. So I stayed the course. And I'm asking you, is it time for you to stay the course, or is there a time to make a change and a time to change the course, then get on the train and pick a new spot to be? I know where my train is going. I know my fate train. I've got it in my DNA. I've got it in my being. I can feel it. I want you to be able to feel it. And if you say to me, I'm not certain, I don't feel it, Sarah, I'm not as certain as you are, I can't muster up a destiny in mind, then pick something that feels good and feel that feeling, and let the good feeling and the natural, organic expansion of that feeling take you to an unfolding that puts you in the perfect spot to figure it all out. Without beating yourself up. This is not a time to criticize yourself. This is a time to praise yourself and put on your boots and get a walking. Pack your bags, let's go. If you don't want to be where you are now physically, at your job, wherever, then you need to position yourself so that you can be where you want to be soon. You need to put that in play. Because the evolution of the spirit, the evolution of the soul, the evolution of our consciousness is here for all of us to hitch our wagon to those stars. Or we can get lost in the density of the chaos of the illusions and the disillusionment that is just so strongly being permeating around in the world. It's difficult to unleash ourselves from the chains that have bound us to experiences in the physical, but it's not all about that. It's also not about you don't have money and you're struggling. No one says struggle and just be meditating under a tree for the rest of your life, but you want to put yourself in a position where you have what you need and you're doing what you love. And if what you're doing is giving you something but you don't love what you do, then what can you do to change? How can you be a part of the greater good but still be a part of who you've come to be? It's a collective movement now. And it's really like, you know, the popular group, and then there was a group that didn't fit in at school. Remember the kind of divide? You had the cheerleaders and the jocks, then you had the nerds and the intellectuals, and then you had kind of everybody else. What group do you want to be in? Not a greater than less than, but are you in the group, the collective group of who you want to surround yourself with as we go through a major transition that really changes how the world is going to be viewed and experienced for quite some time? Now it becomes this inside job. Now it becomes an opportunity for you to really do work that you've never done before. And it's not here. It's here. It's in the heart center. And it's not with a power struggle. We see enough power struggles going on all around us. Who knows whose side is right? I don't even want to get there. I can't even form an opinion. And God forbid you form an opinion on social media. That's like committing social media suicide, for God's sakes. Because if someone doesn't agree with you, there we go. You have what's best for you. You know what's best for you. And you know how you can move yourself forward. Deep inside, you know what to do. Stop getting distracted by this stuff. Do what you need to do. Yes, there's things going on in the world that we have to be aware of. There's movements of protection that we have to take. There's a code of actions that are more beneficial, so they say, to help you. So you do what you know you need to do. And you kind of blend in. But while you're blending in, doing what you need to do to be in the world, you have to be of your spirit. You know, it's said, if you're of the world, you're not of my Father. If you're of my Father, you're not of the world. So when we're with God, then we're not as distracted by all these things in the world. We're aware of them. We know we need to survive in the physicality, so we make wise decisions that are governed by our soul. And when we're really aligned, not influenced by our emotional triggers or our conditioned ways of being that have made us feel not good enough or less than. But as we're tuned into our God self, we develop this amazing awareness that when we are being triggered and we're not in our God space and we're not feeling good enough or worthy, or we're in the state of lack, that we notice and we recalculate our personal route so that we can go where we want to go. It's a great, great time for all of you. It's a great time for you to get to know the you you've come to be. And the train's going to pick up some really good speed in the next couple of months and put you in a place where you'll be comfortable. Because when it kind of comes to a screeching halt, you're going to be where you're going to be. It's going to be the way it is for a while. And it doesn't mean you won't be able to change, but maybe not as freely as you wake up and say, hey, I'm going to pack a backpack and I'm going over here. Things may not be as so footloose and fancy-free. So if you know that now, how can you look at your life? Because I don't want you to ever say, I got blindsided. I didn't see it coming. I didn't feel it coming. I didn't know it was coming. Oh, woe is me. What am I going to do? Oh, panic. We don't want to panic. We want to be aligned to Spirit. Spirit doesn't know fear. Spirit knows truth and alignment. Spirit knows joy, harmony, and happiness. Freedom. And freedom is an inside job. They can do whatever they want on the outside, but on the inside, you'll always be free. So in the feed, pop a comment, I am free. Claim your freedom. I am free. And you're free to be you. I am free. I am free to be me. Your true, unique self. But let's go on the journey of self-discovery once and for all. Let's get on the fate train and let's go. Let's ride. And feel the energy of change. And get off at the station that's going to make your heart sing. Get off at the station that aligns you with a greater feeling, a greater purpose, a greater job, a greater abundance, a greater capacity to live a fulfilled, happy, free life. Let's get off at that station. Can't run from what's going on. But we can be in a place where, as the observer of things, it doesn't really impact us because we are content within. So nothing can rattle you. We want to say hi to everyone in the feed and see who's here. Good to see everyone. I am free. Yes, indeed. Put that in the feed. Good to see you all here. And we'd love if you share the page and share the experience. Good to have you here. Quite to see quite a few names, and if this is your first time joining us, welcome. I am SarahSpiritual, and you are on our Sunday Funday feed at 5:05, and we've got Helena here with us. We are kind of gearing up for this big train ride. We were just talking about what we're going to put into place and what we're going to do moving forward and how we envision what's coming next and how we're going to put in play better things for all of you so that we can have more fun and reach more people. So, Helena, how you doing?
I am doing good today.
Good.
As I told you before, I slept really long last night for the first time in a while, so I was like, I guess I needed that after all this retrograde, letting go of some of the stuff that's been popping up from 10 years ago. You know, it's been 10 years since I've been in Florida officially, and I'm not the same girl I was then and how I think about the world and view things. So
you came here 10 years ago?
10 years exactly, and I painted my room bright purple, which is really funny.
Really funny that purple's the color of SarahSpiritual land. You know, Helena, I look back and I moved here in 2004. It was an adventure. One of those things where you throw your stuff in the car and you say, I'm moving to Florida. And people are like, you're doing what? I'm like, yeah, I'm going. Well, what are you going for? I'm just going. And they're like, all right. And you know what? Everyone's like, oh, you'll be back. I'm like, oh no, I'm not going back. And so I made the move. And so now I'm looking at 16 years. And the center this fall which I was planning a party, but I guess we're not having that party.
Virtual
This
party.
fall, this fall is 14 years of being at the Expedito Enlightenment Center. We have a physical structure, a center in West Palm where you can get just about everything you need for your spiritual practices. So you and I met, when was that then? Like 2011, 12?
We actually met in April of 2016, and that's when I became your board operator for Spiritually Speaking with Sarah on the first station you were on, BZT.
Yeah, WBZT.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was your board operator for 4 months, and I was like, sayonara, and you were like, wait, come work with me. Let's take some pictures. And I was like, okay, sure. I didn't really know what I was doing, but I've certainly figured it out now.
Yeah, well, you know, we evolved together. You know, we just knew that we could get some good content out to all of you. So it's good to see everybody here. All aboard, Peggy says. Yes, indeed, all aboard. I want everyone. And you know, a lot of people saying in the feed, I just caught someone's comment, I've been feeling lost for a while. Pretty popular. I would say if I had $1 for every time someone said they're feeling lost right about now, it's a really weird energy to navigate. So a lot of people are feeling a little displaced, a little tired, a little bit out of sorts. That's why you've got to know your own personal rhythm, and you've got to know where you want to go. And if nothing else, get on the train, man. Get all aboard. Let's go, because it's time to move. Time to make some choices. We're going to do a group reading here, Helena, for everybody. So we're going to put the cards down for the group here before we go to personal messages. And we would love if you share the page. We'd love if you kind of spread the love for all of us. We got a few different card decks that we've got here. And essentially, we intuitively are giving you the messages from Spirit when we're answering your personal questions. And I'm going to interpret the cards here and their messages for everyone. And we're going to see what we've got going on here. We've got a couple of decks here. We've got Mystical Wisdom. We have an Angel deck.
I don't even know what decks we have. You picked them out today.
Yeah, I just threw them up on here. The card that just flew up here is Play. So obviously, Spirit wants us to have a more playful spirit. So it's a time for you to notice where you're not having enough fun and really work on that energy of change for yourself. So we're going to put these angel answer cards down here. And then we got goddess cards, just to give us some insight for the group. And Defrick Simmons says, let's go. We are ready, Defrick. We are ready to go. Like we're going places, everyone. I do hope you get on the SarahSpiritual train, because we're in for a treat. I'm telling you. We're going to take 3 cards from the Mystical Wisdom. I'm going to take them and pick them up for everybody and kind of get a sense of what's going on here. We got our angel cards. We're going to pull them too. I have so many decks at the center, but I didn't grab any others to take back here. We got our piano, so if you're ready for some cool healing and some music, we've got some surprises for all of you. And then we've got our goddess cards here. So our mystical goddess cards are here. And we're going to start with our mystical wisdom cards. And Archangel Raphael is bringing healing. So there's a lot of healing that needs to happen. And so at the end of the show, we are going to be doing some healing that's going to help everyone align themselves. And if you have any physical conditions, we're going to work on that energy a little bit as well through music. And then enlightenment. This is our spiritual path right now. We are on the path of enlightenment. So all aboard the SarahSpiritual Enlightenment train, we are going. We are off and we are going into a new place. And 7 deadly sins. Well, humanity's destructive traits. Well, this is appropriate. We've got a lot of the 7 deadly sins just raising their head all around us in the world and just really making us wonder what is going on. You know, I heard some interesting things that are going on in the world that had me really shaking my head, that such horrific things would be going on. And I'm not going to get into that now, but it's just really disheartening that human beings treat other human beings in a particular way. I understand that Sometimes that's the way of man, but it's really bad when you listen to it. Well, you want to know that you have trustworthy guidance that comes to you from your angels. You need to trust your angels and trust that they're always going to give you the information that you need. Trust that they're always going to align you with the highest good, and you need to just be still and listen to yourself, because the archangels are with you, your guides are with you, and there's always trustworthy guidance available when you listen. We don't always listen, everybody, that's for sure. And then we've got, interestingly enough, the next card is listen. We need to listen. We need to listen to our own intuition. We need to listen to the messages that come out of what other people are saying, because Spirit and God talk to us through people. It's not always this voice that you hear that's you alone in the room and God's like, let me tell you what to do. No, it's not always like that. Sometimes you get a message from someone and they're talking to you and you go, wait a minute, I think they're telling me something beyond what they think they're saying to me. You want to listen, and you also want to listen to yourself. Listen to what you're saying to yourself. Your self-talk can be so destructive, everyone. You don't want to lose yourself in self-trust. So here, we've got trust yourself, because you will reward yourself. There is a reward that comes for you, and you have to give yourself the rewards that you desire, because beautiful awards and rewards are coming for you. And then when we go to the mystical wisdom cards for the group, we have cycles and rhythms. Honor the cycles of your body, your energy, and your emotions. And that's really important now. The key to good health is going to be to honor your body. You know, you heard Helena say a little while ago, she slept longer than usual. She said she must have needed it coming out of retrograde and all these planets being retrograde, and just the angst that's in the energy is just very depleting. So you have to listen to your body and you have to care for your body. And then we have Lakshmi bringing us a bright future. Mother Lakshmi is going to bring us a bright future, abundance, all types of prosperity and compassion. So Mother Lakshmi is with you. She is bringing and showering us with a bright future when you're open and receptive. And then we have our Lady Athena. Again, inner wisdom. Do you not see the messages here? They are telling us that we need to tune into our inner wisdom, our inner knowing. This is the time. The answers are not external, everyone. They are internal. They're in you. They're wired within you. They're prompting you. Look over here. Talk to this person. Try this. Follow the prompting. And then as you move forward, let it unfold. You cannot stay frozen in fear and go, I don't know what to do, because in the I don't know what to do, you're going to get run over. You need to move. You need to make a choice. You need to allow yourself to take a direction. And if you put yourself in the wrong direction, you will recalculate route. You just got to get moving now. We've been stagnant for a while. And, you know, the advantage of this lockdown, this quarantine, whatever you want to call it, it was an opportunity for us to kind of be still. But we've been in the stillness, and in the stillness, we should have had some aha moments. And if you haven't, go inside, follow that inner wisdom, and allow that inner wisdom to move you forward. Allow that inner wisdom to prompt you, to nudge you, to say, over there, that's the best place you could go. That's the feeling that you want to have inside, that you feel wired for sound, wired for success, wired for this inner wisdom that's always going to be guiding you. It is your internal GPS that wants to talk to you. And Lady Athena, the goddess Athena, is here to assist you on this. Ask your angels, ask the goddesses, ask your guides. You know, I talk to my guides all the time, and I talk to God all the time. Some days I'm like, God, hello? This is what I need assistance with. Show me, give me a sign, let me know. Give me a prompting, give me an inner peace, give me a sense of wellness around a situation, a condition. I ask them. And then after I ask, I don't wait for it to knock on the door and go, okay, special delivery for SarahSpiritual. I move forward and I look for the answers. I allow them to really come. I don't really go on a venture to look. I just allow them to come, and I have an awareness to recognize when it is a guided message that is being given to me, even if it does come from a person. So we're going to be answering some personal questions right here in the feed. You know, it's an important time for everybody, so we really want all of you to feel free to ask your questions. But let me tell you the best way to ask your question. And I know We've got plenty of questions in the feed, and thank you so much for your questions. But you might want to look at your question, and you might want to do this. What question is going to get you to a higher level place than where you are now? What is going to give you the insight, the nudge, the insight to move forward, the insight to make a change? Do we really want to know if someone else is thinking of me or what their intentions are for you? Or do you really want to know what your intentions are for yourself? You can't control what another person does. You can't anticipate every move of another human being. They have this wired free will thing, and yes, we can pretty much get a sense of who they are and what's coming, but you can only know what you're going to do. You can only know what you're going to feel. You can only feel what you feel. And I'm encouraging you all, ask a question that's a higher level question, that if you are stuck, if you're stagnant, if you're not where you want to be, if you want to make a change and you're uncertain how, ask those questions. Ask the question, Sarah, I'm here doing this, and I really want to go do something more in this way. When is the timeline? What should I do now? How can I move forward? How do I alleviate feeling stagnant? How do I align myself with better people? These are the questions we really want to ask. Not, is somebody going to ask me out on a date? Because that's not going to define you. If that is destined for you, I'll promise you, they're going to ask you out on a date. If they're not your guy, you can sit there, or girl, you could sit there in the corner going, I hope they ask me out on a date. And it's not going to happen, or if it happens, it's not going to last. You want people to show up exactly as who they have come to be, in their true authentic self, and it either works or it doesn't work. This is not a time to get stuck in something that isn't working. Again, the card of play just flipped up. So obviously, boys and girls, we need to play. We need to have a little more fun in our lives because it's not pretty out there in the world. Elena, what else do you want to tell them about how to ask a question here in the feed? What do we need to let them know?
Also, make sure your birthday, your question is all in one comment we capture, because we use a broadcasting software to integrate with our social media and make sure that we get everybody's question all lined up and put together.
We kind of get it all streamlined. This way it allows us to go quickly, because once I go to the individual questions, we go from question to question to question. And as you know, as always, on Sunday and on Wednesday, we do our best to answer as many questions as possible. And we've got some events coming up. So those of you listening, if you feel like you need to learn a little bit more on how to psychically protect yourself, how to be in a psychic energy of protection and align yourself with something that is better for you in your life and not feel like you've got other people just kind of battling you, we are teaching a psychic defense class, a spiritual defense class, and how to clear your energy and remove cords of energy. So sometimes I get questions from people and they say to me, Sarah, I just keep feeling this past boyfriend or girlfriend, they keep coming back in my energy, and they just kind of suck right back in, and it's like, I'm trying not to think of them, Sarah, but they keep coming. This is the class for you, because we're going to teach you how to cut the cords. We're going to teach you how to seal that up, and we're going to teach you how to keep yourself protected, and also protected so that you know you're hearing the voices of the heavens and not some influencing energy that's, you know, kind of the darkness. You want to be sure you're always lining up with the light, always lining up with God, and always being true to yourself. So that's our psychic defense class. It is this Tuesday. Oh, can you believe July 14th? I can't believe it's the middle of the month already. 4th of July was here and gone. So it is July 14th, and the cost is only $10. It is available online live, so just go to SarahSpiritual.com and be sure to register for the class. And then we have our Empath Class. So many of you tell me, I'm an empath. I take everybody's stuff home. I'm an empath. Everybody drains me. Oh, and you just feel it, and it's like voomp. And you don't know how you're going to get yourself out of that. Well, the Empath Class is going to teach you how to recognize the type of empath you are, how to manage that, how to interpret those feelings and impressions that you're picking up from someone else or an animal or even in an environment, And we're going to teach you how to process that, articulate what you're feeling and seeing, but not allow it to permeate your being and not allow it to become a drain on you. Because a lot of empaths kind of feel like they're draining themselves. A lot of people who are healers say, you know, when I work on certain people, I come back and I'm depleted. So we want to teach you how to kind of seal that off and remain the impersonal observer of that experience, yet feeling connected to the person from an empathic point of view without taking their energy home with you and now incorporating it in your existence and thus taking you off course. So we have the Empath Survival Guide, and that will be at the end of July, which is July 28th, and that class is only $11. We're keeping everything as easy and affordable as possible, so if you feel compelled to take as many classes as you can, you know, I want to make myself available to everybody to be sure that you can learn the skill set that I know is going to be necessary during these times. So go to SarahSpiritual.com. And I know we've got some questions lining up, Helena. I know we've got some healing coming up for everybody as well. Yes, so we got quite a few people in the chat room. People are saying they're all aboard. They're ready to move forward. Who else do we have here? Yep, Juan Love is like back at class. Desiree says she needs that class. Got a lot of feedback. Grace Conwright says, I can't wait. Yeah, Grace Conwright's, I think you're taking class, Grace, and I know you and I have a session coming up. Speaking of sessions, I do personal sessions. So if you'd like to have a personal session with me, Sarah Spiritual, that too you can go to SarahSpiritual.com. But considering we're in the midway point, we got a midway checkup. You want to know midway where you are, a mid-year checkup? We're taking the pulse of 2020. I know it's been a little thready lately, but we're going to take your pulse in 2020 and give you like a checkup and a check-in to know what's coming next for you personally. And we've got this special checkup session lined up. Again, go to SarahSpiritual.com. Now I think I covered all my announcements. Did I cover everything, Helena?
Yes. We've
Good.
successfully made it to this point.
Yeah.
But I think it's important to you know, take these classes. I think we've all been waiting for something like this. We've been talking about how we can do these things in a lot of other classes, and we need these extra tools on top of everything else that a lot of us have been in and out of these last few classes for. It all builds on one another.
You know, I've been teaching, I was looking back, I've been teaching classes since 2009. Live in the center, we were teaching classes, then we decided to get a little slick with things a few years ago, right before I knew you, Helena, and we were going live and in center. And so now, when we went through our lockdown and we were closed as a business, at least we were able to be online with all of you and maintain the connectivity and still continue teaching, because we had some programs going during that time. So it's always good to know that we've got, you know, that connection with all of you. So we got questions?
Oh, yes.
The board looks full to me.
I got pages, but...
Pages and pages of questions, and you know we're going to answer questions one at a time. And please know that there's no rhyme or reason to how we pick a question. It's not because we know you. It's not because you're new. We just pick a question because Spirit guides us to pick that question. Helena does most of the picking. Sometimes I look over and I go, hey, I need to take that question. So it's very organic here, and we get your question. So just ask your question once and we will find you. Thank you. Who else do we have here?
We're going to start with Mercedes. She was approached with an opportunity to make money. However, it's not moving along the way she had hoped it would. Is it worth sticking it out?
They make me say no, Mercedes. I don't feel like it's quite the cash cow they made it sound like it was, Mercedes. I do feel for you, Mercedes, that this time is an important time for expansion, but it's really prepping you for 2021 for you to expand in the energy. Mercedes, they're telling me of creativity and move yourself forward in your creative light. I don't know if all that glitters is gold in this opportunity, Mercedes, so you may want to kind of back out some of your energy and efforts on this as well. Thank you, Mercedes Roberts, for that Facebook question. Who else do we have?
We are going to go to Lakeisha Garner-Thomas. She says, Physical pain in my shoulders. Asking Spirit, is it something I did or is it more serious?
Shoulders, yes, okay, here we go. It's not so much what you did, and it's not so much serious. It's the word they give me for you, Lakeisha, is burdens. What burdens are you carrying? The energy is very heavy on you. I almost feel like something is holding you down, and you're feeling it in your shoulders. One of the shoulders into the arm feels like we might have overextended something. That's in the physical. But the overall tightness and discomfort in the shoulders really seems to be more of a attachment in the energy, a spiritual burden, a physical burden that you're carrying on your shoulders, and you don't know if you can carry it much longer, and just feeling weighed down. So I think you need to kind of clear some energy. Lakeisha Gardner-Thomas, maybe connect with me and we'll recommend a couple of SarahSpiritual products and things to do to clear the energy. And I feel like if you went to a chiropractor, an acupuncturist, or perhaps even for some really good massage work, it should kind of even things out once we remove the energy of pressure. Then just the massage therapist or acupuncturist will kind of work out the disruption in the cells that I see. But I don't see it as anything serious or permanent. Thank you, Lakeisha Gardner-Thomas, for your Facebook question. Who else do we have here?
I want to go to Connie Coles. She's asking, will the business I have in mind about starting be successful?
Connie Coles. So the first thing that I see here is that this is a really good year for you to be starting a business and moving yourself forward. I feel as though the business is meant to be successful. I feel as if there's something about the business, the offering or the service, that is not quite fine-tuned and identifiable in a strong enough way that it will clearly graduate from an action that generates a reaction that is a successful one. So you want to fine-tune the offering, fine-tune the service, fine-tune the presentation of what it is that we are offering in our company, because I feel like there's a little bit of a gray area and ambiguity that is really important, that we kind of streamline what the person is getting from you as your business. So thank you so much for that question. I'm going to give you, I'll give you an 8 out of 10 as far as success, because I feel like you've got a little more due diligence and business planning to do to move it forward. But it is set up to be successful as long as you follow Spirit's guidance in this matter. Thank you so much. Who else do we have?
We've got Lenny.
Lenny.
Lenny says, I feel I'm about to enter into a new transformatory process. How can I help make room in myself for this?
You know, one of the greatest ways, Lenny, and that's a great question. I love that question, especially given where we are in today's day and age. You know, we're all in this transformatory process. We're all going through a major shift. So as we shift in this energy, what you so want to do is just clear out the things that no longer serve you. If you look at your inner being as a receptacle of emotions and experiences, some are higher vibration, some are lower vibration, some are pleasant, some are not as pleasant, and we have this receptacle of experiences that we keep. And some of the experiences we keep, and we only, instead of using them to treasure, we have experiences that almost torture us. So clearing the experiences that are almost a torture to us, or a sense of discontentment or angst, and taking those and removing them from our condition, our memory, and kind of cleaning out the closet, so to speak. And I know you're very good at cleaning out closets and clearing up stuff and books and things. So Lenny, just clear the things out that are no longer serving you to make room for this transformatory process, because this process will bring a series of new experiences, new energy of emotions and connectivity, more love, and also it's going to bring you a better sense of knowing the inner self and who you are as a spirit being, not just the human being who showed up to play the role on planet Earth. Thank you, Lenny Bukowski, for your Facebook question, and thank you for sending us a package to the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I can truly tell you that we got something that was perfect in your box, that was an exact law of attraction moment for me, because someone said, Sarah, you need this book. And when I opened up the box, the first book was exactly the book someone told me that I needed to go out and find. So thank you for being part of our law of attraction experience at the Expedito Enlightenment Center and with me. Thank you, Lenny. Love you much. Thank you for joining us. Who else do we have?
Next, I have Montes Sweetest One.
Montes Sweetest One.
Says, feeling so lost and nervous, please help. I feel like something coming, but can't figure out what I'm supposed to do. Need some comforting and answers.
Okay. So, Montes Sweetness One, the first thing I say is that you're feeling lost because there's an uncertainty as to who you are and what your talents are. And you're not trusting the being that you are. And when I look at this energy, my dear, this is meant to be a great expansive year for you. Next year will open up some doors of change. So I see repositioning for work and relationships and people. I just feel like we're going to do like a big cleanse next year. So this year is to expand to what makes you feel good and trust that you're being protected. You're caught up in the experiences that are out in the world, and these negative experiences, these fearful experiences, these lack experiences, these hurtful experiences that we're all seeing through our human eyes, and that in some ways many of us have been a part of in a way, because we are part of the collective human experience here. You are allowing that to permeate you and making you feel unsafe. So I ask you, Montes Sweetness One, when was the first time you didn't feel good enough, worthy, and you felt unsafe as a little girl? And I want you to learn how to go back into this experience. So I'm going to suggest for you to do some really in tune work. And you and anyone else who's feeling lost, nervous, uncertain, feeling triggered by what's going on, the work that we do, soul integration, is a powerful work because it allows us to go back to that moment in time and integrate an aspect of yourself and bring it to the future. So the little girl who's afraid, she's being triggered and she's feeding into the external frenzy in the world, and she's like, oh Lord, I can't take it, what am I going to do? I don't know what to do next, I'm so confused. And there's this lost feeling of alone and not supported. So I want to ask you, when didn't you feel worthy or supported and you didn't feel safe? That's where we're going to go, and you and I are going to do some work to bring you forward. The word of comfort I have for you is this. You will expand this year. You will expand in your courage. You will expand in a way that sets you on a pace that lets you know where you move to next year. I don't see any major moves happening till next year. If it happens this year, the earliest any major shift and change or move happens for you is November. So pull yourself back, go aboard the train with SarahSpiritual, and let's just go for a ride. You don't have to get off at the next station. You get to ride and be in the allowing of movement forward, so that then when you arrive at a station and you look out the window, you go, this is my stop, I'm getting off, I'm good. We want to put you in a better state of peace. So go check out Montes Sweetness One, SarahSpiritual's website. Soul Integration is the session that you're looking for. It happens to be on special right this very second, so I do hope that you pop on and grab a hold of that. Thank you so much, Montes Sweetness One, for your Facebook question. Good question we had there. A lot of people are feeling lost and alone. Soul integration makes a difference. Who else do we have?
I have Christine. Christine asks, how to get out of the mindset that I am too old to go back to work.
I love that. I love that mindset, because that's an easy mindset to change. Because in the conditioned way, and looking at your birthday and where, and her last name is Camarata, I think it is Camarata. So Christine Pepe Camarata, let's look at your parents. We will look at your parents and honor around the age that you are now. They were all getting ready to retire. Our grandparents, our parents, That was retirement age. Now we fast forward 40, 50 years later, people are not retiring at that age. So I will tell you, and I'm blown away at how powerful we all can be as human beings. And I encourage you to kind of embrace a new version of yourself, because I sit across from people who are like 60 and they're telling me they're going back to college and taking up a whole new career. And I'm like, really? And I'm like, you go, wow. And so it's giving yourself permission to break this conditioned mold of who we are supposed to be at a particular age set, and give yourself permission to now, in the second half of life, because you literally are at the halfway mark. You could have a whole nother complete half of what you've already experienced coming. So that's a whole nother part of life to live. So you can have a whole new career. You can reinvent yourself to a particular area of your career and just isolate something you love to do and just do that. You can just really have a whole nother life. So I encourage you to break out of that mindset by saying to yourself, I am the woman who is creating a new life for myself. And my vision of my life is not bound by any human condition. It is not bound by age. It is not bound by location. It is solely free to flow from me to be created in the external world that is the world that I live in, that is the world that I allow the governing force of God to flow through me so that I can be the co-creator of my existence. So really, my darling, please put yourself on this path of connection. Put yourself on this path of who you really always would have loved to be, and now's the time to do it. Lose yourself in the feeling of dreaming. Remember in high school when we would sit there and say, I think I want to do this, or I want to be this when I grow up, or what college we might want to go to, or maybe if we were looking for a partner and we wanted to get married, we had this vision of what that would look like. Put yourself back in the envisioning and say, I am the woman who is creating, and just go with the feeling. And that's how you're going to change the mindset, because you're really on path and you are on purpose, and there's a whole new second half of life coming to you. Thank you so much, Christine Camarada, for your Facebook question. Thank you so much. Who else do we have here?
We are going to go to YouTube. We've got Susan Oler. Susan wants to know if her daughter Hudson will figure out the right path for her life. She's very worried about her future.
Well, you know, Susan, your daughter, she can be her own worst enemy, and she's very hard on herself, and she tends to be a very pensive person. And I feel a little bit of anxiety with her, but she will figure out her right path in her life. She's a little bit of a slower bloomer. This is meant to be a strong connective year for socialization for her, for networking and connections. That's not happening possibly because of the status of where we are in the world. So I see that being postponed a bit, but I feel like next year she really makes some strong decisions for her career as far as what she thinks interests her and what might move her forward in a direction that would make her happy. Your daughter, for some reason, reads like she has a little difficulty feeling happy or giving herself permission to be happy. So that's something that she's got to work through for herself, and you can hold this space for her. I appreciate your question, knowing as a parent we can sometimes worry about our children, but not every flower planted blooms at the same time. So give her a little more nurturing and watering, and then step back and let the sun shine the light on her so she can see the own light of herself through the shadow that's cast on the ground. Thank you so much, Susan, for that question on YouTube. You know, Helena, I got to tell you that I just saw a message. Lenny says, thank you, Helena Suba, for helping make this moment in time to happen for all of us. So Lenny's thanking you. Thank you, Lenny, for thanking Helena. Everyone, yeah, give Helena a thank you, because it's Sunday. She works a normal schedule, not like SarahSpiritual. So, you know, when I say to her, hey, let's do Sunday Funday, she packs it up, and we do Sunday Funday. Even through quarantine, we did our best to do Sunday Funday, very socially distanced, but we did it throughout the whole quarantine. We did what we had to do to stay in contact with all of you, and she's always here for this and for our classes. So everyone, you be sure to give some props to Helena in the feed, because we do appreciate that. Thank you, Helena. And thank you, Lenny, for bringing that to everyone's attention.
Thank you, just fulfilling my role as a creative director here.
Yeah, the Sunday Funday creative director. Yeah, she got a really good graphic coming up for when we shift scenes. She made us a really good graphic, so I look forward to debuting that with all of you.
Yes.
Who else do we have?
We've got Miss Allison Barker McKinney asking, will I find consistent peace and usher in miracles for my children and myself?
You know, great question. And where is peace for you? Well, I got to go back to 2012, 13. They seem to be bumpy times for you. I feel like there were shifts and changes, or there was like a rut-row kind of moment, like you're like, oh, this isn't quite the way I thought it was going to be. What? And so we are evolving through some of that. And I feel like along the way, particularly the past 2 years, you felt like you lost some of your personal power. And peace is going to come by knowing that you are the governing force of God in and around everything you do. You're the force of God in motion. And really writing down, they're giving me a circle here. So life is a circle. And for you, you've been on the gerbil wheel for a while, so your circle's been a little tedious here. So you got your little gerbil food, and you keep going, trying to keep everything going. And there's not a sense of peace. There's not a sense of a feeling of love and connections, and you're not quite feeling this joy that you wanted to feel. So when I see the inner peace that you seek, the inner peace is going to come, and I'm going to give you a suggestion to pray Psalm 5, Psalm 23, and Psalms 27. Read those Psalms every day. They're going to align you to a higher vibrational power so that you can feel the frequencies a little differently. And I feel as if when I look at this year, this 2020 year is a deep soul dive as to the purpose and the meaning of your life and your impact for your children and for others around you. And then I feel as if things start to come together and you feel like you're on much more solid ground. It's been a little rocky. At times it feels more quicksandy than even any kind of ground that you could stand on. So I feel like this begins to even out. And the more you believe it's possible and you trust that your circle is a circle of light, ever evolving, everything always connecting, and as something begins to leave, something else is brought to you, and just trusting that things are always coming in the perfect divine time, you will find that inner peace. And those Psalms 5, 23, and 27 will bring you great connectivity. Thank you so much, Allison Barker McKinney, for that YouTube question, right? It's on YouTube?
Facebook.
Facebook question, yes.
But we got to go to YouTube.
We got to go to YouTube. We got people on YouTube.
We got Jennifer Holmes.
Jennifer Holmes is in the house.
Sarah, how can I break through this block to move forward with my idea of play to heal?
Block? Block? Did you say block? Kick the block, woman. The block is self-imposed. There is, from what I see, the block is not external, the block is internal. So the break through the block is to claim your power. To break through the block is to, you know, when we were in sales, we would say, I'm going to find a way, make a way, I'm going to go around it, above it, underneath it, or through it. I'm going to burst through it. And so the block is riding within you, and your question of, do I deserve to have this? Who am I to teach people to play to heal? Who am I to embrace this energy? You're getting too caught up in your head, and there's not a sense of worthiness. You are an expert because you're sharing a transmission of a feeling, of an experience, of how a lighthearted, playful spirit can incorporate healing into someone's body in such an easy way that they don't even realize that it's happening until suddenly they feel better. That's why laughter is the best medicine. You get someone laughing and then they realize, wait a minute, my headache's gone, or wow, I'm out of the hospital a few days earlier. So my dear, your ability to play to heal is really on track. And when I look at this energy, I see here that Expansion is great by the end of this year, so start to put it into play. I don't know if the parameters of what's going on in the world is going to slow up the launch of moving it on a bigger scale, but just trust to do that, and I know you can get creative. For you as well, would benefit for soul integration. We'll pop it in the feed for you, Jennifer Holmes, because soul integration is going to help you unlock that who am I good enough, am I worthy enough to assist people in the healing process. And I hear a resounding, oh yes you are, Jennifer Holmes. So let's go back to your little girl and integrate that orphan and bring her to the future so that she knows that she's in on the great move of helping others. Thank you, Jennifer Holmes, for your YouTube question. How's everyone doing here on Facebook with us? Good to see you.
There's a birthday in the house.
Birthday in the house.
Miss Monique Turner, happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Monique Turner. Happy birthday to you. It's going to be a great time for you. This is a great time and happy Mercury retrograde. Bye-bye. So what better day to have a birthday than the day Mercury was like, I'm going straight now. I ain't going to be messing around with no backward motion. I'm just going to go straight. So as long as we navigate the shadow of this Mercury, we're all going to be doing good. So what I see here for you is this is a way of connecting, networking, and building friendships. What would be about her career and her next job? Any spiritual words of wisdom? You know, get yourself out of the box. I feel like you've been in a routine, and it's time to take yourself out of the box. I feel like there's advancement, promotion, that through some connections and communications that happen in this latter half of 2020 line up perfectly right around or by February 2021 is when I see advancement in career. Slightly different role is how I interpret this. So your career is going to advance, and you need to position yourself with the connections that you need necessary for this time. Thank you, Monique Turner, and happy birthday to you. It's gonna be a great birthday year, a nice circle around the sun for you. Who else do we have?
We've got Levon Aquarius asking, will I meet a potential mate soon, or have I already met him?
Someday he'll come along, the man I love, and he'll be big and strong, the man I love. So I've got here for you, my dear, you don't know the person that you're gonna be with. Spirit's like, nope, ain't nobody in the environment worth keeping. Not for the long haul. Feel like someone from the past tried or is it trying to come back in a very recent time in the past 3-4 months. But we ain't looking backward, we're moving forward. When I move you into next year, I feel like that's when a stronger bond of potential mate occurs. You may meet them towards the end of the year, but the bond is strong next year. And when I look at next year, I'm kind of feeling, oh, don't shoot the messenger, honey. I know it's your birthday. I mean, no, that was Monique's birthday, but I know it's an important time for you because I'm looking at your birthday as I'm saying that, but it's going to be after your birthday that this is going to happen for you. So you got a little bit of time before that partner that I see coming for you steps in. So I want you to just kind of consider, Levon Aquarius, that partner is your birthday present. Maybe they'll show up with a bow on their head. So belated birthday on that love story. So this year we're going to just kind of get ourselves a little bit more on track, and don't look backwards at any past love, because girl, you don't know who I see. Thank you so much. Who else do we have?
I've got Tiffany Stone. She says, recently I've wanted to buy many things and all over the place. I feel like I'm being like that to just fill a void. Any insight?
That's a great question, because it's kind of like you feel like you want to get something or have something or stuff. You want to exercise some kind of freedom, some kind of something, because you can't do a lot of other things. So you have the power to buy. You know, that seems to be why Amazon was kind of popular. People were like getting packages every day of quarantine. I don't know where they got the money to buy stuff every day, but people tell me, yeah, I just got another Amazon box. You know, they got boxes. You know, that Amazon truck was kind of busy, right? Because people were home and you couldn't go out, you couldn't do different things. So you're exercising a freedom or a power ability to spread currency, energy, abundance out into the world and feel like you receive something back. You know, we're feeling like we're not getting enough in our life right now. We don't have a lot of human contact. We don't have a lot of friends that we can hang out with. Things are kind of strict and limited, and this restrictive feeling is like, okay, what rights do I still have? What can I still do? Like, Lord, I can shop. You know, so suddenly we're like on Macy's.com or Amazon.com or Helena and I joke around. We spent quarantine. We bought some makeup. We were like, oh, we're going to buy that palette. We're going to get this palette. We're going to get this highlighter. We were just looking. Simple little things. But again, yes, it lets you know you can do something for yourself, have a reward, get something, and even though everything else feels like you can't have it, you can't do it, you're restricted. So you're trying to exercise what you can have. So great question. Absolutely, you are filling a void of that you can't be satisfied in the ways you're used to, so you're trying to replace it with some form of instant gratification. So look at the instant gratification and see what would ultimately make you the happiest. We know instant gratification does not do it. I mean, even if you eat a great meal, tastes good, but after the flavor's gone, the meal's gone, you have to go back out and have it again. And anyone who's ever had a great meal, sometimes you order the same dish the next time you go out and it doesn't taste as good. There was something about the newness and the flavor, or maybe they had a different cook that night, so it was different. So we have to find out what really makes us feel happy, no matter what else is going on. Even if the taste is a little different, it's still something we enjoy. Even if the experience is a little different, we can still have fun. So you're learning how to fulfill your needs and exercise your freedoms in this time. So where are you feeling limited is a question you ask yourself so that you can move yourself forward. Great question. Thank you so much. I like that question. What else we got, Helena?
We've got Desiree Bermudez. She's got a question about a Capricorn. She looks like she's a Capricorn.
Oh,
Here
all
we
right,
go.
yeah, we got questions
Here
about
we go.
Capricorns. Oh,
go.
Lord.
Yeah. She says, I have been lost.
Drink something other than water then.
She says, I have been lost for a while and lost everything I worked for in the last month. I need to know, where do I go from here? What do I do now?
Well, for Capricorn, feeling like you're lost and you lost everything, that's got to be your worst nightmare, girl. Oh, Lord. We don't like to feel uncertain, that's for sure. So, my dear friend, I want you to know that what is perceived as a loss or a setback is really a restaging of your life. And this setback, instead of making it feel like you lost something, I want you to view it as you cleared the space for something else to happen. And even though you feel like you worked for something and now you don't have anything to show for it, because we're trained in the physical world, everybody hear me, it's not just about the physical training. You're trained in this physical world to do something and get something, and to have experiences and to see a result or feel something or be something, and then have something to show for it, whether you've got a picture of a memory, whether you worked and now you have extra money in your bank account, or you got a promotion or a raise, or even like, you moved and you have a better place, or you can pay your rent and now you can't pay your rent, so now you don't have your house over your head, or you're afraid you don't know where you're going to live. So we've got all these things that we're used to being solid and structural around us. And especially since you're Capricorn, you need things to be kind of structured in your life. And I got to tell you that you didn't lose something. You lost the momentum of something you put into motion of a specific outcome. But the momentum, my friend, is still there. Allow it to recalibrate and create a better outcome for you. Do not look at it as a loss. Look at it as a recalculation, and the momentum will allow you to move in a different direction. Allow it to unfold. Make a choice as to what you want it to be like or look like or feel like. And if you can't take an action instantly because you're waiting for someone to get back to you, or there's something else that has to happen for you to take that action, then feel the feeling of what it feels like to be in this better place than you've ever been before, this better feeling, this better financial outlook. Take the feeling and allow that feeling to recalibrate everything And before you know it, as the central point of attraction, you're going to have created a perfect orchestration of a better outcome for yourself. What do you do now? First and foremost, you be. And you ask God and the angels for assistance, and you let go of the feeling of it's a failure, it's a loss. It is never a failure, it is never a loss. It is just an action, a reaction, a step in life that is just building momentum to take you somewhere else. Sometimes we have to fall back to catapult forward. It's not unusual, and you, my dear, will not fail. Desiree Bermudez, thank you so much for that great question. Thank you. We got great questions happening here, everyone. Thank you so much. So glad to have your questionings here.
I have this question from Naomi Ackerman. She's asking, what if I don't get specific?
Wait. First she says, aloha.
Aloha.
Aloha. I like that. Aloha. I'm coming. Coming to Maui. Okay, go ahead. When I can get out of the state, of course.
Question, what if I don't get specific enough guidance to know which decision to make or how to get started in a new pursuit that's in my heart?
Okay, I get the question. So, Naomi, I want you to understand this. That you don't have to be specific enough. Sometimes the universe just needs a brushstroke of what you want your experience to be like. And I'll use myself as an example because I can teach best from that story. So when I wanted to fulfill my heart, you know, I started on different paths and each one had fulfilling moments and each had similar components. But when I came upon the desire to do what I do now, the vision that I had for it was, you know, not as broad. It was just doing some readings and doing certain things and these tasks, having a center, and I didn't know how I was going to do it, how I was going to sustain it. I didn't have those specifics. I just said, this is what I think I want to do. Does that sound specific to you? But the reason why I said I think, because I was feeling, this push, this prompting, like, this is what's in my heart, but darned if I know how that's going to happen. You know, so I was on the sidelines kind of scratching my head, and all of a sudden an idea came, or somebody made a suggestion, and there was what I call a backyard conversation. I sat in my backyard and talked about different ideas of how I could fulfill my heart, and it was like a brainstorming session in the backyard. And as I was talking, it really kind of started in one form of conversation before it articulated into what it actually is, which was a physical structure as a center. So sometimes we don't need the specificity of an outcome or the vision exact as we want it, because we want to, and I tell this to everyone, please don't specify the poop out of the story so that you are so myopic you miss all the other blessings and joys and experiences the universe has for you about this. There's so much more than just our human vision, because what we think we want is only governed by more of our conditioned mind of what we think we know and what we think or believe we can accomplish based on who we think we are. You got it? So as humans, we ain't got a clue, people. But as spiritual beings, we can do anything. So that's why being specific sometimes kind of cuts us off from all the possibilities. I mean, when I first started this journey, I said, I think I'm supposed to do, just an idea, I'm supposed to do what my teacher did. Mind you, I didn't even know what my teacher did. Like, he just healed people. Like, how did that happen? How am I going to do that? I was like, you know, I'm just laying there, I think I'm supposed to. What? But the minute I said, I think I'm supposed to, the universe is like, by George, I think she's got it. So they jumped in and they said, bloody hell, let's get her. So they came in and they got me. And they're like, all right, let's shake her feelings. Let's shake her envisioning. Let's get the inspiration going. Let's wake this chick up because she's been asleep for a long time. So when we want to be where we want to be, just feel the feeling and get yourself in this position of, it kind of looks like this. I feel like I would be good doing this. I would like this to be an outcome. And I want to feel what it feels like to be in this pursuit of my heart's desire. And when I feel the feeling of my heart's desire in the imagination, in the intention, in the envisioning, I feel good. And from feeling good, I know I can feel great. And from the greatness that I feel, I will create in the external physical world greatness. Because in the feeling of greatness, I am tapping in not into my myopic human self, which knows what I have as accomplishments, things on the checklist of my life. I am vastly tapping into who I've already known to myself to be in the physical, but I'm more importantly tuning into my soul that knows the greatness that I was already destined to be. Great question, Naomi. I trust that that gave you the answer or the insight as to how to articulate. If you would like further guidance with this, on my website, we could do a general session and kind of make it a little more specific for your pursuit of happiness that you seek, or we could actually do a life path reading and really explore the broadness of what this can be for you. Thank you so much. Who else do we have here, Helena?
We have Alicia asking, what's coming business and or career-wise? Where should home be for me?
Alicia. Do we know where Alicia lives now?
I don't recall.
Alicia, let me know if you're here on the feed. Don't give us your home address, girl. Just tell me what city, state you're in, please, for a minute here. Because I do feel, my friend, that that in the next there's advancement for career-wise, and I feel like there can be a move that we can associate business for you, but I feel like in the end there is a move, and that move can come anywhere from the end of 23, so we're looking at 3 years from now, to the end of 2024. That's like the window, 23, 24, there can be a definite move, and that move seems to be major, seems to be like you're ready, you're done with where you are. So we're kind of looking that you will be in a new place, a new opportunity overall, in a completely different feel to everything in 2024, kind of far projecting here for you. But I feel like there can be a local move for you and promotion and advancement growth by the end of this year of 2020. But that just seems like I change a little spot, or I change location for work, or I take on another position, which puts me over here instead of on this side. So there's some movement coming, but the big move really comes in about 4 years for you. Do we hear back in the feed where she is?
She's in DC. She just left Florida.
Okay. Well, I don't see you coming back to Florida. So, but I feel like through DC, you make connections and then you go somewhere else. So keep in tune with that. So, and if you're a little uncomfortable with where you are in DC, it's very possible by the end of this year, you're making a move to a better spot. And I don't know if there's a test involved with something that you do, but there's an action you have to take to really get the advancement and promotion that you desire. So thank you so much for that question. Who else do we have here?
Next, we're going to go to Belinda Forrest. Belinda says she's waiting on SBA advancement, unemployment, or PPP. Anything coming after delays?
Oh, Lord. That's a tough one, right? So, Belinda Forrest, it's definitely been a rough road here. And yeah, they're a little bogged down. And it's kind of hard to account on some of this unemployment and PPP right about now. But there is some money coming to you, and I don't know if I want to place it as the unemployment or the SBA advance. I kind of am leaning more towards the SBA advance. I feel like a lot of the PPP disbursements have finished, so if you weren't in the right group of people that they looked through, that might not really pan out. So I feel like an SBA advance may be coming for you. Unemployment, I don't know where you live, but I know that that's been really backed up. And depending on the type of work you do, they were kind of not really honoring a lot of people's unemployment if they were kind of self-employed or so that kind of proved a little sticky for a lot of people who were self-employed during this tough time. So I want you to just trust that the SBA advance or some funds of money will come, and when I kind of place it in, I kind of put you in the month of August. We're going to kind of go like August 10th and after. That's kind of how I feel. Now that Mercury's direct and some of the slowness is coming back to right, there should be something coming soon, because it was really kind of scary there. I know there's a lot of people, even people here on this feed, and I know that, you know, it's been a rough little go there. So we didn't all have the opportunity we needed to get the monies that we thought were coming, or, you know, do it. So the lockdown financially has been horrific. So Belinda Forrest, my suggestion to you is to read Psalm 5 every day, along with Psalm 57, Psalms 5 and 57. These two Psalms will help bring forth some abundance for you. And of course, there's always SarahSpiritual money oil that you can wear. It brings money from all sorts of places. We got a great picture on my Facebook page, SarahSpiritual, of my money oil that Helena took. I love that picture, Helena, with the money oil standing up, and then there's one lying next to it, and you could see all the glitters of gold. We got to do that for my attraction oil too.
Yes.
Because that's got some other pieces, and maybe even the full moons. Let's kind of make that a kind of trademark Helena picture.
Beauty shots.
Yeah, that was a beautiful shot, because if we do, she's like, let me write that down, SarahSpiritual. Let me add it to the list of things you want me to do, SarahSpiritual. But the full moon oil is a great picture. Our new moon oil, because we have all these fresh herbs in it, and it just looks beautiful in the camera floating in the oil. But the money shot on our Facebook page, and we got people in the feed who have used my money oil, and they're like, amen, SarahSpiritual money oil, show me the money, universe. They've won lottery, they've won gambling, they've won prizes. It's powerful stuff, everyone. Thank you, Belinda Forrest, for your Facebook question. We're going to put a special prayer out. Everyone, let's hold the vision for Belinda Forrest and many people here on the feed that they just don't have something showing up that they were hoping would show up to assist them to make this difficult time easier. And we're going to hold that prayer for you. Belinda, we'll have you in our prayers when we go to our healing, which we're going to do in just a little bit. So I hope everyone's ready to do some musical healing, and that you start lining up some really cool phrases and words. I think we got some songs that are going to be birthed for all of you. And I'm really excited to bring some energy that is going to break us down from where we've been, all these blockages, and raise us up to where we need to be. Who else we got?
We've got an interesting question from Joanne McKinnon from the UK. What do you feel about ETs contacting humans, and why do you feel they're doing so now?
Joanne, me and the ETs go way back. Let me tell you. You know, Joanne, they're trying to get our attention. The galactic universe, the galactic energies, the galactic forces, the Galactic Federation, they've been working really hard to align light and light beings. And, you know, there are galactic energies that are of the darker side as well. So always it's the battle of good versus dark, light versus dark, right? So we've got a lot of energies like that, and they're using this time to contact us because we are opening up, our frequencies are open. And isn't it interesting? Suddenly, a lot of ET footage was released by the government. Like, how is that? Like, all of a sudden, things people were talking about, and everyone's like, oh, no, that's not really happening. And we're like, yeah, but I could have sworn I saw a UFO. No, you didn't see a thing. Now we're like, oh, here's some footage of some UFOs. Because everyone knows that they're contacting us. And a lot of us are having dealings with them because they are of a higher frequency. We are aligning our planet and ourselves to have a higher frequency. And I want you to know that planet Earth is not just important to planet Earth. We are a central point of a lot of these planets in the galaxies. And because we are one of the favorite universal test containers here, of an experience, of human experiences, that there's a lot of galactic beings looking on, and if something were to happen to our planet, the aftermath would affect beyond our galaxies. So they want everything to work, and they're trying to contact us so that we can align. Now, under the guise of being an ET, but maybe with a darker agenda, you've got that going on as well. So we always want to use a discerning spirit. Great topic. We could go on with this for hours, but thank you for that question. They're just trying to wake us the heck up, because they're like, them people on Earth, they be sleeping. So we better wake them up now. Wake up, little people. You know, ET phone home. Yeah, we better phone somebody, because SOS, we need some help here on this planet. And they're just trying to help us out. Great question. Helena, why don't we shift gears? We've got a song for you. I kind of like what we opened with, Helena, if you're going to pull that into the... We got an angel on our shoulder. We got an angel looking after us. And we're going to shift our set really quick. And I hope you don't go anywhere, because we're going to give you messages. Some of you, song blue, everybody knows one. I'm going to be singing you a song. I'm going to be writing you some music. We're going to be doing some healing. We are going to have some musical messages. So please don't go away. You just give us 2 and 2, and we are going to be right back to you. Don't go anywhere.
Right here with There's an angel watching over me. I don't have to worry at all. There were times when I lost my way, but I don't have to worry, 'cause I know I'm not alone. There's an angel helping me through. There's an angel making sure I know what to do. There may be times when life seems dark and alone. There may be times when I don't know where I belong. There may be times when illusions cover up my sun. But I know that I'm not alone, 'cause there's an angel walking with me right by the sun. And I don't have to worry about being alone. There's an angel here to hold my hand, and I know I'm never alone. I may never know all I need to know, but with an angel by my side, I will never be alone. I will never feel the darkness, 'cause I've got an angel right here with me. I'm never alone. There's an angel watching over me. I know that I may not know where to go, but I know something will guide me along. I know that I may not understand, understand the journey, but I know something's holding my hand and telling me, don't be afraid, trust where you are. Don't be afraid to live your life. Just believe you're not alone. There are times when I don't know which way to go, so I just go. There are times when I feel afraid to be who I have come to be, but I just know I'm born to fly, so I ride high. Think big, reach for the star and know that I can live, and I know I might not always know which way to go. I know I might not know, but it's okay which way I go. It's okay if you don't know which way to go. The universe, your angels, they're going to guide you. They're going to help you on the path. They know where you're supposed to be. They're going to nudge you along, even if sometimes you're kicking and screaming. They're going to nudge you in the way you need to be. So, Helena, what do we got going on here on our Sunday Funday music healing segment?
People are like, oh my God, this is live? Heck yeah,
live.
it is.
Live channeled songs. I just wrote that for everybody. I don't know where that came from. Well, maybe I know where it came from.
Yeah, can you explain that for a second?
I can.
How does this work?
So I don't know how to play piano. Not really. So I hear the sounds on the chords of the music. Everything kind of vibrates in me. And then from the sounds, I get a feeling. And the feeling makes me think of something. And when I think of something, I just get a feeling to play. And then I just trust that everywhere my hands go, that there's a message. And that everything that comes to my mouth, from my brain, from my feelings, is all gonna ride into a pool of music, and I'm just gonna perform as if I'm reading from the great stage in the sky, words that I've never said before, melodies that I've never sung, and I just let it go. That's what happens when I do this. So let's give it a try. Because they got a song for you. For all the tears you've cried. For all the laughter. For all your loved ones on the other side. They've got a song for you. To touch your heart. To warm your soul, and we can be as one.
So what do we got going on in the feed?
I think this would be cool, like clearance of static. Like I feel like energy around of being static.
Okay, what else we got?
Amazing grace.
What else?
Oh wait, we didn't tell people. Drop a word, and we will use this word, spark a song with Sarah in spirit, a word, a phrase, or even your question. A lot of the questions we had in was about jobs. Do I keep my job? Is my job going to end? Or is any guides or spirits near me?
So are we going to change? I'm afraid. I don't know where I belong. Everything around me is changing, and I don't know which way to go. The world is spinning round me, and I feel afraid. The world is spinning round me, and I feel like I lost my way. Over and over again, I stand wondering which way to go and what will end. I don't know where I'm going, but I know that I am not alone. All I need is someone to hold my hand. Dear God, let me know when I feel afraid. You are with me. When I feel afraid, you'll hold my hand, and every door will open to me, and I'll know which way to go. And I won't be afraid. That's for everyone who's looking for a job. Not sure if your job's going to last, if you're going to have a place to go, what's going to happen next. You just got to know that God will hold your hand And you're never going to be alone, so don't be afraid. Who else do we have?
Had some more words come in, phrases.
Mm-hmm.
Unconditional love, humble, firecrackers of light, and sparkle light. How will I know? And the world is but a canvas.
So I interpret, Spirit interprets. How will I know? Maybe differently than the person asked the question. So let's see. How will I know that you're not here? But how will I know you're still near me now? How will I know when you leave me that you're still here? How will I know? Oh, I miss you every day. Oh, I miss you with all I hear. How will I know when your body leaves the earth? You can still feel me, and I can feel you. How will I know that you are watching over me? How will I know? How will I know? How will we know?
In the background, I hear Whitney Houston.
I know, that's why I was like, do we really want to take that song? Because how will I know? Yes, first person I thought was Whitney Houston. I'm like, Whitney, we're going in a different direction, back it up.
I think she'd approve of that one.
Who else we got?
So we got the power of love, child, and joy, hugging you, and infinite beauty.
What else we got?
Let me see here. Nav Catalan is wondering if she's in her right gut feelings about her relationship.
That's a good, interesting question. Are we in the right feelings for this relationship? Do I love you? Do you think of me at the end of the day? Do you remember me when you awake? Do you love me? Do you care? Oh, I know that I believe that love can stand the test of time. If you only believe that love can conquer all, and you know how you feel. So I'm asking you now, do you love me? Do I love you? Do you love me? What will we do? Do you love me? Do I love you? Gotta know your feelings. Gotta ask yourself some really important questions when you're on the journey of love. What else do we have?
Faith, trust, and compassion. Guided by the light. And vibrating at the frequency of joy.
I'm guided by the light. It shines my way. I'm guided by the light to open my day. Let the light shine down. Open up my world. Let the light shine down and cast away the darkness now. I know that I can be aligned with destiny when I believe the light will shine the way. So shine the light on me. Shine the light on me. I think people should be ready for some healing.
We're ready to say goodbye, Mercury retrograde.
Bye-bye, Mercury. Bye-bye, Mercury retrograde. You didn't get me this time. Ha-ha, Mercury retrograde. You didn't make me cry. And Mercury retrograde says, wait till October, SarahSpiritual. It's coming around again. Oh, it's just a bunch of planets moving around. But you can sure feel their effects, and we want to clear up some energy. There's a lot of fear. There's a lot of lack. There's a lot of stuff in the energy. So I want you all to just take a nice breath. Oh, just breathe. Shake it off. Shake, shake, shake. Shake your booty. Let's just shake. Just shake it off, everyone. Just shake the energy. Open yourself up. Deep cleansing breaths. Breathe. Are you ready? Say Amen. Amen. Put in the feed, I am. Put in the feed, I am. And then as I say I am here, I want you to say I am light, I am love, I am beauty, I am peace. You go. In the feed, let's go, I am. And I'm going to start. Take a nice breath. I breathe in the light. Say it with me. I breathe in the light. I breathe in the love. I breathe in the I am full of love. I am full of light. I breathe in the love. I give out the peace. I spread love everywhere. I am me. Remember who you are, who you've come to be. Breathe in the light, breathe in the love. Don't take in the fear, the lack, the hurt, the pain. Let it go. Be kind to others. Know that you can make a difference in the world and that you are always protected. Your guides, your angels, everyone is with you. Listen, everyone, get aboard the train, the fate train. We're getting ready to move and to make some true alignments to your destiny and what you want to have. You don't want to be stuck in a lockdown of thoughts and ways and conditions. You want to be free to be the person that you've come to be. So come on. Breathe in the light, breathe in the love, give out the kindness and the peace, and trust that everything is going to happen perfectly for you because you are putting in the time, the energy, the light, the love. You're doing the work, and you know that you are meant to be free. We are all meant to be free. Thank you so much for spending your time with me here on a Sunday Funday and giving me your free time and sharing your light, your love. Thank you for following me. Thank you for sharing the page. We are always so excited to be here with you. And give a shout out to Helena. Thanks, Helena. Good to have you here. God bless you, everyone. Have a great rest of your Sunday Funday. Good night, and I am Sarah Spiritual.
The world differently now. I can find the love in everything now. If I can walk in someone else's shoes now, I will know what it is to be one with you and me. If I can find my inner peace now, I will see peace everywhere. If I can find the stillness in my mind, I will see the world differently, the world differently. Everyone is here for a reason. Everyone is here to shine their love. If I could see the world differently now, I'd be seeing me as one with you. If I can see the love within me now, I will see the love in you. We all come to shine our light now. the world differently now. So I will take my vision in